So I'm just walking home and I have a few things I want to talk about. So the first thing I just thought about was, why do normies want you to work out so bad, right? Why do normies, and especially failed normies, right? Like, why are they so up in arms about working out? And I came upon a very obvious revelation, which is that working out normifies you, right? If you work out, it's not just that you work out, right? It's not just that you do something that, improves you, right? Maybe makes you lose weight, maybe makes you have like a better feeling about yourself, right? It releases like chemicals into your body that like make you happier, right? And it's not that working out is something that's good for you, but rather it forces you into an entire series of events, right? So if you start working out, right, okay, sure, you do your exercise, however long it is, right? 15 minutes of exercise, 40, 45, right? You do your exercise, but like, okay, if you don't do that exercise tomorrow, then the exercise you do today would be pointless because it's something you have to do consistently. So you'll have to go and exercise tomorrow if you exercise today, or you'll have to exercise the day after tomorrow if tomorrow is a rest day, right? So if you work out, it's an ongoing commitment, and if you ever stop working out, the amount of time you spent working out doesn't mean anything, right? Because it's something you have to do consistently. Then after you work out, right, you're all sweaty, right, your clothes are dirty. Okay, if you wanna feel decent, you have to go fucking take a shower, right? You have to go take a shower, you have to fucking wash your clothes, right? You have to fucking do chores, right? It's okay, like it's not that you can do them normally, right? It's not that you want to do them more, it's that you literally can't go by without doing those. Because if you try to, you'll just be really fucking miserable, right? So it just incites this feeling of misery unless you do this thing that people perceive as functioning, right? Okay, then you work out more and more, right? Okay, you're getting used to working out. Suddenly, like, start hitting a wall, right? You can't really improve anymore at this working out thing when you're doing it alone, right? Okay, you have to go to the gym, right? You work out, you have to go to the gym because that's where the equipment is, and you can't afford any equipment, right? And there are other people around in the gym. Okay, so do you want your working out to be for nothing, or do you want to be in a social situation, right? Okay, you're gonna be in a social situation now. Fine, whatever. So you're now in a social situation, right? You're working out, and it's like, okay, if I eat these foods that I like, right? If I eat my favorite foods, I can't improve anymore, right? I can't get into better shape. I can't participate in this social situation, right? Because like, everyone around me is so attractive, everyone around me is so fit, and I have to get more fit if I want to be around here, right? Because I'm in a social situation and I'm being pressured. Okay, so I have to give up my favorite foods, right? And I have to start eating the things that make me able to work out better, right? So you make this one small decision, and from this decision you have to go fucking shower, you have to go fucking eat the fucking healthy way, right? You have to involve yourself in social situations, right? You have to fucking regularly participate in society and just appear as if you're functional, or otherwise there's no point to working out. So this means that working out, a great idea for normies, right? If you're a normie and your goal is to optimally participate in society, work out as much as you want to fucking accomplish every single goal that you might want to accomplish. If you're a fucking autist, right? If you're someone who does not want to do any of these things, right? If you're someone who wants to fucking manage what you wear, when you wear, and if you shower, and what you eat, and you don't want to socialize, you just want to spend your entire life indoors at your computer and you're happy with it, working out, awful decision, right? Will ruin your entire fucking life if you want it to matter. Also, you don't have to fucking you don't have to go that far with it, right? The thing to understand, if you want to work out and still like retain your lifestyle, is that it's something that you can do in moderation, you can manage, right? You don't have to become fit to work out, right? It's not like it's like a fucking competition you have with anyone. What you can do, right, is you can be just like, okay, I'm gonna do these exercises that I do, and I'm gonna achieve this goal that I want to accomplish, right? And that's how you can just work out. You don't have to fucking, it's not this fucking competition of who can work out the most. It's just hey, I'm losing weight, or hey, I'm gaining muscle, and that's good, right? And the second thing I want to talk about is whether or not I even like need to be a caffeine addict, right? Because I've stopped drinking, right? I've stopped smoking. The only substance I ingest is caffeine, right? So I was thinking, okay, why did I originally start thinking? Because everything was kind of shit in my life, you know? Okay, that makes sense. Everything was kind of shit in my life for a long time. I started drinking, and when I turned 18, I started drinking a lot, right? I started drinking a significant amount, and I didn't stop until the December of last year, where I don't generally drink in the significant amounts often, and I've been feeling better. So now when I wake up, or when it's the afternoon, right, and I take my caffeine pills, I go like, okay, is this actually worth it, right? And I'm thinking like, hey, maybe I should run an experiment, right? How would I feel without these caffeine pills? Because it's, despite being generally good, there are a few definite downsides to it, right? Like there's the crash, which happens even if you take L-theanine, right? Now present feeling, would like to avoid it, right? Then there's the fucking wind up, which since I take L-theanine at the same time as I take caffeine pills, that kind of fucking sucks. Kinda really feels like shit, right? Because I get tired from the L-theanine before the caffeine like kicks in properly, right? So yeah, it's like, does caffeine actually increase how good I feel, right? Because on one hand, right, I know they don't produce enough dopamine, or at least I didn't used to. But maybe now I do. Because my life is kinda decent. But the problem is it can get shit at any point, right? My life can take a downturn, and it often does. Like, I don't know if I'm bipolar, probably not. I have some tendencies that way, so I don't know if it would be like safe to try to be a straight edge for my whole life. But like, I might just go and try a few days without doing caffeine. I don't know, probably not. Maybe. I'll find out. Just playing some Lunary, watching some No Thank You. And now it talks about the long rant in the nihilist, which I did not realize was gonna be as powerful as it ended up being. Like it was supposed to be just like this statement of solidarity, right? It was supposed to be like, yo, I'm here with you. I know how hard life is. I've been through similar shit, right? You're not alone, right? It was just supposed to be like this, like somewhat positive-ish, just statement of solidarity. Like I stand in solidarity with you. You know, I've also been through these conditions. You know, I've also gone through life in this way, right? It wasn't supposed to be like that deep. Then no, it's like, that's a humanist trend. That's a humanist trend, and that got me thinking. Was it fundamentally a humanist trend, right? What was I saying that people should treat others nicely in accordance to what they think is nice, right? Was I saying that people should create the standard of what a human is and then act accordingly, right? And I don't necessarily think that's what I was saying. Like, I understand how it could have come off as that, but I really don't think that's what I was saying. I think what I was saying, at least from my perspective, is that humanism has fundamentally failed, right? Humanism doesn't work. Like, even when society has all of these humanist ideals, they are inherently not applied equally to everyone, right? Inherently, like, that was basically the same point that No Thank You is making, is a point that I was trying to make, is that humanism is discriminatory and people like me don't fit into the humanist consensus or whatever, right? And that's what I was trying to express. So I completely agree with No. This is an agreement. This is an agreement video. This is a statement of me agreeing with No Thank You. just fucking yeah. Anyway, yeah. I really hate the tendency that my camera has to just go really out of focus for no good reason. It just sometimes does it, and there's barely anything I can do to fix it while it's like currently filming, and that's really fucking annoying. Yeah, I just recorded the fucking Toadsmite rent clearance sale, and this video is the bad video that I said at the end of this video that I was making. This is my second of 5 bad videos I get. So yeah, I'm just gonna fucking make whatever. Like I've just been in the mood to make videos recently, and I haven't had like any good ideas, and then I didn't get like comments on the fucking doing rants again videos. It's how it is. It's how it is. You know, it's just sometimes you expect to exploit your viewers for inspiration, and then they go like, "Nah, we're not gonna be exploited for inspiration." And then I'm like, you know, you get to do what you get to do. You know, I can't fucking complain. But yeah, anyway, with RuneScape, I've been playing the game the right way for the first time. Like, I've actually been killing bosses. I've actually been, like, fucking playing the game as it was intended, you know. I've been fucking doing the things that you're supposed to do, which I never did before, right? I always just used to do, like, autistic long grinds and nothing else. And I got 99 mining, which is the hardest 99 to get, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, actually, it can be harder, but the sepulchre exists now, so I don't think it is like harder anymore. That to me, mining is the hardest 99 to get. I have the hardest 99, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the game the right way. I'm gonna do the bosses. I'm gonna fucking try to do the hardest boss in the game, get it over with, then get all my fucking levels, max the count, right? The hardest fucking skill is done. How hard can the rest be? So that's my plan, right? So yeah, I've just been playing the game kind of how it's supposed to be played. And it's actually addicting and super fucking rewarding, right? So back when I made like the video of like, hey, why do I play OSRS? It's like, oh hey, look, you have to work forever to get like a tiny reward, but then the tiny reward is like a fucking massive deal. But now it's like I can get rewarded every fucking day, like in some way, right? I can learn something new every day. I can get some large accomplishment every day. You know, I can unlock something. I can do this, do that. And it's actually a fucking game now. It's a game with challenges other than how much time can you put into it. And that's so weird to me. Like that's just not how I play the game. And yeah, so uh yeah, that's my RuneScape thing. But right when I started to fucking make my fucking RuneScape playing into like fucking how people should be playing the game, right? Right when I was fucking like right when I decided to be like, okay, I'm gonna play the game the right way. The fucking RuneScape developers, right, came up with this idea like, hey, look, we're gonna have like these fucking balance changes. But the way they've fucking been treating it is the most condescending thing I've ever fucking seen them do, right? So what happened is at first they went like, okay, we're going to be making these changes and we're gonna be taking your feedback, right? The changes were bad, way too aggressive, right? They were nerfing an item. Okay, so there are 3 nerfs that are fucking the big deal. The other nerfs and buffs, kind of decent, don't really matter in the large scheme, right? It introduces annoying new metas for account progression, I guess, but it makes thematically sense. It has enough variety to be worthwhile, so I'm not gonna fucking get mad about it, right? So it might be fucking annoying if you wanna play the game optimally, but again, if you just wanna play the game, the other changes don't fucking mean anything. But the big 3 changes, right? I'm gonna go get some water, right? This is a shitty video. I can fucking just go and get some water. That's the fucking charm of RuneScape. You aren't fucking stuck at your computer, right? You can just fucking go and take a break, get some water, and just enjoy yourself. Right? That's a big part of the appeal of the game for me. But yeah, so there are 3 fucking items, right? One is a tank shield. It's way fucking overpowered in PvP, right? If you're in PvP, you can tank 2 players as 1 person, right? You can easily use that item to just fucking tank 2 people. Fucking overpowered as fuck. Undeniably overpowered to absolutely anyone, right? However, the other options for protecting yourself if you aren't interested in PvP and you're in areas that require PvP are pathetic, right? So you either have this one really overpowered item or this entire array of like really underpowered items, right? So you go like, damn, this item is fucking getting nerfed. Okay, what does this mean? Oh, you can't fucking tank 2 people. Okay, why do you have to be in areas where you have to tank 2 people anyway, where you don't want to fucking engage in PvP? And that's the fucking dumb part. The game puts you in situations where you have a massive disadvantage, right? And then now they nerf the fucking item that would give you like not an advantage, but an ability to fucking fight against a massive disadvantage in any significant way, right? Because even if you fight back, right, most of the time you don't want to fight back. Because most of the time you don't get rewarded for fighting back. Because PvPers, right, PKers, they maybe have like 1 or 2 valuable items on them, and they're gonna keep them on def, right? Probably, right? You can't keep 2 items on def, but if you have a second valuable item, it's probably gonna be untradeable or something, right? So I don't actually know how the def rules work, but people don't risk that much when they PK in the wilderness, right? You might make 200k. That's nothing compared to just the fucking effort of having to risk your own shit, right? So it's like, whatever, right? No reason to actually fight back. So you're in this situation, right, where the only thing you can do is tank or run away, right? And now they went like, yo, let's nerf this thing that fucking helps you tank. 10 people fucking told them how fucking retarded they are, and then they made the item into an actually cool item, in my opinion, right? Because the problem with it was that it was too powerful in every way, right? So they gave it a small downside, right? They buffed one thing and they nerfed another thing. They basically just like switched the stats around a bit, and now it's a well-rounded item with a specific purpose. And it's like, wow, man, this change is good, right? Wow, okay. And then they have like another nerf, which is like a gear of like really cheap armor that is way too fucking powerful. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna nerf this fucking armor into oblivion. And then people were like, that's fucking retarded. This armor is important everywhere. Like, you can't just nerf it into oblivion. That, like, nothing would work if you did that, right? So they were like, okay, we can't just nerf the cheap variant into oblivion. If you get the expensive variant of the armor, it's still gonna be as good. And that's fucking great. That's fucking great, right? The problem is solved. The cheap variant is shit. The expensive variant is good. All is as it should be, right? And now the final change is they fucking took the most overpowered item in the entire game and were like, yeah, let's make this item as good as the other options. Not as good, but like, let's make this item comparable to the other options you have. Then it was immediately pointed out that the other options for not every niche, but the other options for most niches where you would use this item are shit. And you don't want to use any of them, right? People like rightfully pointed out that if you use other options, wherever this item is the fucking best, you're just playing the game wrong. So you're just gonna fucking nerf the entire game like significantly. So then they made a change that was like, okay, we're gonna just nerf the item slightly. It's still gonna be noticeable, right? But not if you like are willing to pay more, right? So they're like, okay, you can still use the most powerful weapon in the game at about the same strength as you would otherwise have used it. It's gonna be slightly nerfed. It's gonna be slightly worse than you're used to, right? But it's gonna be basically fine, right? It's not gonna. It's just gonna be more. Oh fuck! I got superior. Okay, that's cool. But like it's just a fucking good change. It's just a fucking good change that I 100% agree with, right? But the way they got to the good change was like fucking first being like, okay, we're gonna take your feedback. Then playing out the blog being like, actually, we took some of your feedback, but sorry, we're gonna just slightly alter this one change. We're not gonna do anything. Then they put out the third blog, which were like, they were like, your feedback is really important to us. Thank you for contributing. We're not gonna change anything. And then finally, after people yelled at them enough, they put out the fucking Twitter post that was like, yeah, sorry, we fucked up. We're gonna make the changes good, right? And if this is how fucking they act when they want to put good changes in the game, right? How the fuck will they act when they want to put bad changes in the game, right? How will... It's so fucking retarded, right? And the game functions on a pool system, right? You're supposed to vote on what goes into the game, right? You're supposed to vote on if some changes fucking go into the game. But they just were like, yeah, no, you're not gonna vote on this one because you're not gonna vote on a nerf. Like, you're not gonna vote yes on a nerf, right? Okay, so why would people not vote yes on a nerf? Maybe because it's fucking bad, right? Maybe you should just fucking have a vote and or if just ask people how they want something to be nerfed. You don't even have, like, if they just went like, okay, here are various nerf options. Which one do you prefer? And then people had a fucking chance to vote. That would have been fucking enough, right? They could have had like this original, really severe version, just a slight tweak that just removed a few max hits, right? This complete rebalance, a mid tier nerf, right? They could have had like cool options, right? And it could have been like, okay, let's work out what the best nerf for this item would have to be, right? That would have been fucking fine. Or if they did like literally anything else, yeah, I'm like fucking kind of blackpill. I'm like, damn, these people really are fucking corporation power tripping. That's kind of fucked up. As you might have picked up on, I've been really low energy lately. So I've been eating a lot of fast food, right? So I've been eating a lot of Subway and McDonald's. Yeah, those two predominantly. I haven't really been eating anything other than like Subway and McDonald's often. So here's the issue with eating fast food, right? You're tired, so you go like, okay, I want to get delivery, right? If I'm gonna get delivery, might as well get some fast food, you know. Have a gay old time, right? Fucking just eat some Subway, you know, have some cookies, have some sandwiches. It's gonna be a fun time. Then you end up eating fast food for like 2 weeks, right? Because you're fucking tired. And then it's like, oh man, I don't have any energy to do anything. Why do you not have any energy? Maybe it's because I've been eating fast food for fucking constantly for fucking 2 weeks in a row. So it's like, fine, I'll stop eating fast food, right? But then it's like, oh, but I don't have any energy to stop eating fast food. So I order delivery, right? So you fucking order some pop food, right? Pop food. It's like one step closer to real food, right? And it's like, okay, I'm eating real food now. I have the energy to go to the fucking store, right? So you go to the store, you make yourself some real fucking food, right? And then you go like, oh wow, I have a lot of energy now. Oh, I'm gonna go really hard at my fucking video game. Oh, I've been going hard on my fucking video game. I have no more energy. All my energy is gone. What happened? Where did my energy go? All I did was fucking play a video game fucking 12 hours a day intensively. So you just fucking order some more fucking fast food. And that's the fucking cycle. Very easy to get trapped in. At least for me. Yeah, I kind of want to watch Twin Peaks, but I want to finish this video, so I'm just gonna soldier on and watch the No Thank You video, and then watch some Twin Peaks if I still have an AFK-able fucking Slayer task, I guess. The other issue with the lack of actually going to the store to get groceries or getting groceries delivered to me is that there's no incentive for me to engage with the whole grocery system, right? What I want right now is food, right? I don't buy energy drinks, right? I don't consume energy drinks. I don't consume alcohol. So there's no like drive to engage with the grocery system, right? I can get nourishment delivered to me. And it's gonna be twice as expensive, right? It's gonna be twice as expensive, worse than if I had just made it myself, you know? But it's nourishment. And I have all of this money that I'm not spending on fucking alcohol or energy drinks, right? And then I have just this fucking alcohol sitting around here. So maybe I should just fucking pull a retard move and use the fact that I have alcohol sitting around, and I guess technically maybe limes. I think I'll eat them. I think they've gone off. But yeah, like maybe I'll just use the fact that I have alcohol to be like, yeah, dudes, you're gonna drink this alcohol, right? You're gonna marginally enjoy it, right? You're not gonna really enjoy it because you don't enjoy alcohol anymore, and your entire life is a fucking miserable experience, with the sole exception of old school RuneScape. But yeah, you're gonna drink alcohol, you're gonna have a fun night, you're gonna have a shitty consecutive 2 days because you're really drastically affected by alcohol for some reason now. And then just use that as an excuse to go to the fucking store, get some Coca-Cola, drink some alcohol, get groceries for like a week, and then have a week of real food. I think that balances out. Because the last time I drank, I can actually pull up the actual date if I just go into Caden Live, because yeah, I kind of forgot that I drank at all recently. So let's go to the nihilist. Look, here's the greatest video of all time. Wow, the timeline of editing. Wow. Anyway, yeah, this is the last time I drank, so more than a week ago now. That was how many days ago? Almost 2 weeks ago, not quite, right? This was the last time I consumed any alcohol. And before that, there was like a solid 2 weeks, and before that, there was like a solid 2 weeks, basically. Not an actual 2 weeks, but around about, right? So I've been drinking super fucking rarely, right? And if you fucking watched my videos, if you've listened to my fucking Yashi-based mixtapes, you know that I was basically an alcoholic for like a long stretches of fucking time. So let's go down my fucking videos. I'll show you exactly during which parts I was an alcoholic, right? So this era, I wasn't an actual alcoholic. To clarify, I don't mean alcoholism as the actual definition of alcoholism. I mean alcoholism as in being heavily dependent on alcohol to function, right? I don't mean like actual serious alcoholism. I mean like fucking being 18 alcoholism, which is a different fucking ballpark, right? So yeah, here I was an alcoholic until round about around about here. I think I was an alcoholic, basically. During this period of time, I was really heavily dependent on alcohol. Then after that, I kind of pulled back. I started drinking way less than I had before. And during this period, I wasn't constantly drinking, right? Like, if you fucking watched any of these videos during this era, I constantly talk about alcohol and drinking, right? I constantly consume alcohol on camera, fucking talk about alcohol. I was drinking constantly during this era, and if you were around, you know that's how it worked. But yeah, so then I pulled back on my alcohol consumption. There was the weed arc, which never got published because the videos I made at that point weren't videos I wanted to publish, because the thing with weed, right? As I figured it out, it convinces me to make, like, it convinces me that I'm more important than I am, right? Weed convinces me that I have really important things to say or fucking act in really important ways or whatever the fuck. And and when I'm high, I'm less interesting than I am when I'm sober to anyone other than myself, right? So when I'm fucking high, I shouldn't be fucking making videos, right? It's just not a fucking good idea, right? So I wasn't an alcoholic. Really, I was just drinking like relatively normal amounts until this point, where I was a really severe alcoholic until around this point. Yeah, so during all of my fucking YouTube career, I've been very fucking dependent on alcohol, right? I've been immensely dependent on alcohol. And that's not a good thing to be. Why the fuck did I bring this up? I think I had something to say, but no, I forgot. I don't fucking know. But recently, I really haven't been drinking much. Like, I drank for this video, right, because I wanted to get drunk for the video. Then the time before that, I fucking got a really bad hangover and was like, fuck, I hate alcohol now. Then before that, alcohol just kept making me feel like shit, so I was fucking switching over to vaping and fucking energy drinks, and I just take caffeine pills. I'm no thank you pill, and no thank you pills or caffeine pills, yeah. Anyway, that's that, I guess. Yeah, so that's my alcohol consumption. So I was just shit posting on Twitter as I do, right? And I was like, okay, how to communicate the entire like network of normal fact communication, right? Because like normal fact communication is never like isolated, right? It's always this like wide reaching network. Then I was like, yeah, it'll be really funny if I call it the pheromonal networks, right? And then I thought, oh, this is really fun. I'm gonna post about it again. I was like, yeah, normies like traveling and moving so much because it lets them tap into different sets of pheromones and ascertain suitable conditions for breeding, right? It was like, oh, look, I'm characterizing normal facts like animals, right? This is what I love. This is the shit that I like to do, right? And so I was like, autistic people have different responses to a lot of things, right? And turns out that autistic people read pheromones differently than normies, and very often in the exact opposite way, right? Autistic people don't read fucking pheromones the same way as normies. So now I'm convinced of a great fucking normal fact pheromone conspiracy where they're all fucking spraying their pheromones, talking about fucking whatever the fuck they feel, and that's why the normies always have their fucking society, and that's why we don't fucking understand any of them because they're communicating through their fucking pheromones. They're communicating through their fucking pheromones. That's how they're so subtle and fucking always communicate some fucking complex social directions or goals or fucking ideals about progress or whatever the fuck. It's all the fucking pheromones. The normies, they're just fucking communicating with pheromones. This is why this is a fucking sacred truth. Remember it. So yesterday I went to the grocery store. I got some groceries. Right, I just got the one food. Fuck! I bit my tongue. Oh no! Then I got the one food I always make. Right, so I got myself some chimkin. I got myself some cheems. I got some tomatoes and spaghetti. Just gonna make the one food I always fucking make. And also, I got myself some fucking Coca-Cola, right? I got myself a Coca-Cola 1 bottle and then 2 bottles, right? And I've been drinking that bottle today because I have a massive sugar addiction. I figured out why I have like such a massive sugar addiction. This is my current running theory. Because I was wondering why I'm like so fucking addicted to the computer. I'm gonna stop doing it. This gag stopped being funny. Anyway, I was trying to figure out why I'm so addicted to the computer, right? Like, why, even when I'm not having any fun, even when I'm like really fucking bored, do I not just go and do something that I'll enjoy, like fucking read a book or something, right? And what I figured out in that situation is that when I was a kid, right, I was so fucking limited in my fucking ability to use the computer. I had like 30 minutes a day or an hour a day when I was a bit older, and I had like really restricted things I could do on the computer. I couldn't run any games like other than flash games. So if I wanted to play a game, I would have to play an online flash game because nothing else would run. And even flash games were like super fucking laggy, right? So nothing ran. I had like fucking a million safe search filters, so I couldn't even like research things or fucking spend time autistic online. If I wanted to know something, I would fucking have to open up like an encyclopedia or like a specific book about a topic. Like we have some over here somewhere. I know where they are. They should be here. Oh, okay, so here's a book I used to read when I was a kid. Like, unironically, just used to fucking go through it. Right? It's just drugs. Oh fuck! It's literally a fucking book detailing drugs. It's nothing other than that. And I just used to fucking read this book, right? So I never developed the ability as a kid to get bored of the internet, right? I never developed the ability to be like, okay, I'm bored, I'm gonna go do something else, right? Because always the thing I wanted to do was be on the computer, and it was really limited when I could do that and in what fashion I could do that in. So, I mean, obviously I did not follow the rules, right? You know me, fucking young toads, mate. Obviously I spent like fucking 6 hours on my iPod Touch watching fucking Pokemon episodes. So, but like, again, that was when my parents weren't home, and so on and so on and so on, right? But yeah, fucking, I just never had the ability to be like, okay, I'm fucking bored of being online. Let me go do anything else, right? Because there were other things I liked doing as a kid, right? I liked going outside and playing. I liked fucking doing like kid stuff. I liked fucking reading fucking fiction and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? So it wasn't like I was like a fucking hopeless computer addict. It was just I had fucking weird ass fucking parents because they were like way too fucking young to have children and didn't know how to raise children because my mom, I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not gonna go into it. Anyway, yeah. So why do I have a sugar addiction? For the same reason, right? My parents thought like, hey, it would be a brilliant idea to fucking be like, to like never give like fucking sweets to our children, right? Oh, that would be an amazing idea, right? Oh, okay. Um, uh, didn't fucking work out. Didn't fucking work out. It just meant that I had to fucking like I just kept developing a lifelong sugar addiction because every time I had money, I would use it to buy sweets. Every time I was at my grandparents, I would just eat as many sweets as possible. So now, when I got older, I had the ability to buy all of my own groceries, absolutely out of control. Like my sugar addiction through the fucking roof. And it's gotten less bad nowadays, right? It's not like I need a shit ton of sugar every day. Like I can't eat like fucking 3 tubs of ice cream in one day anymore. But like it's still fucked up. It's still fucked up. So like this is my theory. If you have children, let them get bored of things, because it's not like fucking anyone in their developmental fucking ages just wants to actually fucking like if you do not enable them necessarily, right? No one as a kid actually wants to just spend all the fucking time on the computer eating fucking candy, right? No one actually wants to do that. It's just something you perceive that children want to do, I guess. Maybe some children do. I just know was never that kind of like a kid, right? It wasn't like I ever just was like a fucking fiend for candy or fucking I just wanted to fucking I don't fucking know. Yeah, like I had interest in shit. Anyway, yeah, that tangent aside, right? Let's talk about the Coca-Cola. And I have to pronounce it Coca-Cola because Siamese says it and it's cute. Anyway, so as you can see, the level on this rum has gone from like around here to around here, right? Wow, that's barely anything. That's like one drink, right? That's one evening, right? You have a few drinks, just a few fucking really fucking lowly mixed drinks, right? Okay, that's so reasonable. That's so reasonable. Okay, wow, moderate drinking. Who could have predicted that that's possible? I mean, I mostly used to drink moderately, but like that aside, right? So very moderate drinking, very moderate, very reasonable, right? Wasn't fun. It was like, wow, I'm like slightly happier and way more tired now. And then I woke up today and I was like, wow, I feel like 10% worse than I otherwise would have felt. It's so fucking pointless. Like, how did alcohol used to affect me that I thought it was so fucking cool? Right? What did it used to do to me so that I was like, yeah, I want to do this every day? What the fuck? Maybe it's the caffeine. Maybe it's the caffeine. It's probably the caffeine. Like, in all honesty, because like the thing that caffeine and nicotine and alcohol and like all those kinds of substances do, right, is they activate your like neurotransmitters and release dopamine, right? So my hypothesis is that currently the caffeine, right, the caffeine triggers the neurotransmitters, so it releases dopamine, and then my dopamine levels are like around functional, right? But then when I didn't take caffeine, right, I just drank alcohol. Dopamine receptors, try, bone fucking try. No dopamine, right? So when I drank alcohol, it was like, oh wow, this is fucking a week of dopamine at once. Wow, this is great. This is my hypothesis right now. So that's my theory. It's just game theory. You know how the fucking the old Tenpa fucking genre, right? The Tenpa predecessor genre, as discussed by fucking like people in the Tenpa community, right? Is often referred to as the going insane in my room genre, right? The Tenpa, what was before, like, first there was going insane in my room, which was derivative from Digi, and now there's Tenpa, which is like this fucking specific subset of that fucking genre. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I just fucking had an observation that Toad's my channel is fucking going sane in my room videos. The Toad's my channel is just fucking getting more and more sane in my fucking room. Yeah, because like you fucking know the story. You fucking watched the Toad's Might video. I forgot to mention before. But like fucking before they even put out the first version of the changes, right, to the items in RuneScript that I was talking about like way before it. They had like this survey, right? They had this survey and we're like, hey, do you guys want to see items be rebalanced? And most people were like, nah, we're very much good. We don't think anything's like a problem. Something might be a problem in the future, but right now things are basically fine, right? And then the fucking Jagex, right? The fucking developers were like, okay, we read the results of your survey. You said that you don't think it's an issue, but you said that items are getting more powerful over time, so we definitely have to do these nerfs, half of which don't even fucking do anything about items getting more powerful over time. So fucking dumb. How can they fuck up so fucking bad? How can these people fuck up so fucking bad that they really just fucking act like that? Do you wanna know why conservatives are fucking retarded, right? Do you wanna know the simple answer? It's because they look at the whole of human history, right? They look at the state of society, and then they arbitrarily pick some set of like values or some era. They just choose like, hey, look, 30 years ago when you had these principles, that's when civilization was good, right? That was the fucking peak. It was great, right? It was great right before gay people and trans people started getting accepted. That's when things went to shit. Or if they're a bit more spicy, right? If they're a bit more spicy, they go like, oh, no, that wasn't actually where civilization peaked. Civilization peaked when women couldn't vote. That was the peak of civilization, right? You had democracy, but it was only for men, and we had this entire fucking system, but we didn't have to fucking put up with fucking the theme-wide menace voting, right? That's why conservatives are retarded, right? It doesn't have any basis. They just chose like a specific time that they happen to like, right? They chose a specific fucking set of ideas completely arbitrarily. Doesn't fucking matter. They don't fucking matter. They're fucking stupid. Do you wanna know why progressives are even worse? Because instead of being like, oh, with the benefit of hindsight, we can say that things were better at some point in the past when we had some values. Instead of doing that, they go like, yeah, right now, this has to be the best humanity's ever been. The present moment just has to be like the fucking best moment we've ever had. And the future will be even better. That's why progressives are the most fucking retarded ideology on the planet. Because they assume things are currently the best that they have ever been, and they're just gonna get better. Imagine that. Imagine how fucking naive you have to be to fucking think like that. Just fucking Christ, everyone is a fucking retard. Here's another thing that society is wrong about. Right? There's this whole fucking obsession with like, oh, we like big cocks and we like men who fucking last long. Why the fuck would you ever fucking put up with a big cock or someone who lasts long, right? Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever do that when you could just fucking like have like a small cock, right? A nice small cock, right? That you can hold, fits perfectly anywhere you want to put it in, right? This is optimal cock size, small, right? And why would you want to last a long time? It's just fucking boring. It's boring as fuck. Why would it's okay. So I'm just playing my weird account. I'm not gonna go into depth about it. Also, I woke up and my voice is shit because I feel like shit. Yeah, this is the second day after I fucking had like one drink, and I don't know if I can blame feeling like shit and drinking now. I'm gonna do it anyway because I fucking know. Anyway, it's amazing how the human mind, right, can fill up gaps, right? Like you can just make subconscious leaps of logic when like something doesn't really add up, right? You can be like, oh, there's some slight discrepancy, right? There's some of the most minor discrepancies. Like, wow, I fucking know. Like, like when I was watching this YouTube series right now, right? I was watching this RuneScape YouTube series, and I accidentally skipped a bunch of episodes forward, right? And that meant that the person was doing a completely different activity than they were doing before. And there was no reason why they would have been doing that activity if it was the continuation of the last episode, right? But since I'm a human and I have a human brain, my brain like filled in the gap and was like, yo, okay, this person has just switched to this activity for some reason. You just probably missed something, right? But I didn't miss anything, I just fucking let YouTube autoplay and it autoplayed the wrong thing. And that's fucking wacky. That's fucking wacky, right? It's not like I even considered that something might have been wrong, right? I didn't even I didn't even think that it was possible for something to not add up, right? I just went like, okay, this person is doing this thing now. This is what I accept as being real. This is what I accept as reality, right? And I wonder how many things people do that with, right? Because they're obviously like fucking like, oh, normies who haven't seen through the spectacle, yada yada yada. But it's also like, how much do we just accept things as fucking being real when there's no reason to, right? It's like, what do we accept as reality, right? It's like, you know, in Bloodborne, right, where only once you have like enough like experience and enough like insanity, right, you start seeing the fucking creatures on the fucking walls, right? You have to go insane enough, and then you can start seeing the fucking creatures, and it's like, is that also true in real life? You know, like if you go insane enough, do you actually see God, right? We've been conditioned to believe, right, that this is some fucking schizophrenic delusion, right? But maybe it happens, you know. How would you know, right? Maybe you just have to go insane enough. Then you start seeing God, like your mind stops filling in the gaps with like useless assumptions. And then you can just see, like, yeah, there are fucking people gang stalking me. And here's what God thinks about my actions. I think that's as likely as anything else. It happened again. I was watching Twin Peaks, right? And as you can notice, it's out of order, right? It's 208, 10, 211, 10, 209, and no 210 here anywhere. I think it might be up here now. It's somewhere else entirely. And so I was like, okay, I'm done with 208, so I'm gonna watch the next one. The next one was 211, right? And I just filled in the gaps, my brain filled in the gaps, right? They were talking about things that I hadn't seen yet, and I was like, oh, it's probably something I missed, probably something that I don't remember. Nope, it was just a completely different episode. Maybe I'm just delirious. How the fuck do people wake up with alarms and survive? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, but I fucking. Today I had to wake up to an alarm. I slept for like 7 hours. And I've been feeling like shit the entire day, like literally the entire day. I've been so fucking tired, I haven't been able to take a nap to fix it. It's just been awful. I don't fucking know how people survive like this. Like, you just go about your day this fucking tired. How do you get anything done? It's also like I'm exceptionally low energy anyway, right? I'm really, really low energy. I might be depressed. I doubt it. And because I stopped drinking, right? I've been talking about it a lot, but I just haven't drunk any alcohol, and that's made me more clear, more less tired. It seems like the world line has shifted, and people are quitting alcohol left and right. I've just like Lily has quit drinking. I've seen like three people on YouTube quit drinking just in the past few months. It's like it seems to be like a wave of just people fucking not drinking anymore. Maybe it just stopped being fun. Maybe the world line changed and we're in a different universe where drinking isn't fun now. Like that might have happened. This is a weird phenomenon. I mean, it has an actual rational explanation, right? When COVID happened, right, I was like, okay, we're gonna stay inside and drink, and then everyone got bored of staying inside and drinking. That's the rational explanation, and it just happened that coincidentally, I also stopped drinking. I don't fucking know. Like, I mean, I haven't stopped drinking. It's not like I'm like being like, oh, I can never drink again. It's not fun. It's like I was thinking like, oh, should I challenge myself to go a month without drinking? But it's like, there's no fucking point. It'll just make me want to drink. Right now, I don't want to drink at all. And if I drink every 2 weeks and go like, yep, I had one drink and this is awful, I think that will be more effective than going like, oh, how long can I make it without drinking? You know, so you don't have any moral issue. It's just inconvenient and not fun. And if you don't do something, then you go like, oh, if I did, maybe it would be fun, but then it isn't fun. You know. I have to walk my dog and there's a whole rigmarole because the neighbors constantly fuck with me. So it's just like it's gonna happen because like, fucking everyone has a problem. Everyone always has some type of fucking problem. I don't fucking care about their problems, but if they take it out on my family, I kinda have to care. It's like people go like, oh, you have responsibilities and shit. Why? The fuck have you ever done for me? Right? Why should I be responsible for your fucking fantasy of how your life should be? Like, oh, I'm gonna have everything be perfect and you're ruining it. I don't fucking care. Why the fuck would you think that I would care about fucking with your perfect life or whatever? Or fucking with your sense of control or power? Like, you've treated me like shit for my whole life and now you wanna fucking me to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna fuck off. Everyone should fuck off unless they're my friends. I shouldn't fuck off. And like my paranoia has been getting worse and worse. It's like I don't have a way to relax, right? I don't have an off button. Like the Charlie Sheen interview, like where he went like, you know, I only have one mode. Go. Like that's genuinely me. And that's probably why I get tired so easily, so constantly. So I'm always like on fucking max power, right? I'm never just like not thinking. I'm always thinking about fucking million things at once. You know, that was entire conceit of like the new type rambles I used to do. Then I finished with new type ramble number 0 because that was the peak. And you can't really go beyond that. Like I couldn't fucking make another video like that ever again. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking earlier today and I was like thinking about the context that my fucking video should be viewed, right? Because like intentionally my videos have like a lot of like really static cinematography, right? They're not involved, right? I could make them more involved, right? I could just go like, oh, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. It wouldn't be that difficult, just crank up the resolution, right? I just film more interesting things, but I don't want to do it, right? I don't want people to look at my videos and expect a spectacle, right? I want people to fucking put my videos on and go on a walk or play a fucking game. So my videos aren't fucking made for intensive consumption. They're made to just fucking watch in the background while I do something else, because that's the type of video I like. I don't like fucking videos that expect you to pay attention and then get mad if you don't, right? I like fucking the type of video that you can fall asleep is the type of video I really like. Obviously there are exceptions, and when I think about the best videos of all time, I'm not gonna choose one of those videos, right? I'm gonna choose fucking some really intense video that gave me some really heavy experiences. Like when I think about the videos that I like the most, these videos that you don't even have to watch, right? These videos that you just put on, then choose your level of engagement with them. I know I'm rambling so much right now. I don't even have anything to say. I'm just super fucking tired and I have to do shit, but I don't want to do anything. Young Gay Fernet is gonna have her album listening party later. But it's so fucking late for me. It's so fucking late. I think it's happening in yeah, it's happening in 45 minutes, I think. So it's soon. It's happening soon. Yeah, 45 minutes. So after I listened to Young Gifford's new album Forever Based, which I feature on a classic track, Classic Tales my feature of I promise. Yeah, so once I listen to Forever Based, I'm probably gonna fucking go to sleep. Until I wake up tomorrow and cry more RuneScape until I can get the fucking thing I want. Until I'll not have to worry about fucking money again until that inevitably gets nerfed. Because everything's gonna get nerfed now. I mean, it's not one of the current proposed nerfs, but they're gonna nerf Warcraft's drop table eventually. I can just fucking feel it. I can feel it in my fucking bones that they're gonna nerf Warcraft's drops. But yeah, I've been seeing more and more fucking misperceptions lately too. I think it's because of my fucking paranoia increasing in strength, right? Because I generally don't see any illusions or whatever, but recently I've been seeing more of them again because my paranoia has kept heightening. The thing with paranoia is it's not directed, right? When you remove a source of the paranoia, it just moves forward, right? Or moves to other subjects. And I'm just constantly paranoid about everything I fucking do now. I'm just in a state of perpetual paranoia right now. It just doesn't end, and the good thing is that RuneScape has made the past few days just pass so fucking fast. I've just been in a trance for the past 5 days. I mean, sincerely talking, I've been in that type of state since I started going really hard in RuneScape again, which was in September. That's been 5 months now, maybe, that I've been just playing RuneScape. I just, that's literally why I've been making those YouTube videos, If you're an old head Toadsmite fan, right? If you're a Toadsmite old head, you remember back in 2020, the first half of 2020, when it was oh yeah, there's a Toadsmite video every day, right? There's a new Toadsmite video functionally every day, right? Like that. That just happened for a while, not intentionally, but it was there was an 80% chance that I would upload a video on any given day, just because that was the rate at which I was making videos. And now I'm making videos at a way lesser rate, right? I'm not making a video every day. It's like a part of it is I've kind of run out of things to say, right? I haven't been doing that much interesting stuff in the past 5 months. I've just been playing RuneScape, right? Which I fucking facilitate. I think no, that's not the word. Sometimes I just do a lot of interesting things all the time, and other times I just shut down and do nothing. That's just like the cyclical nature of my life, right? I, I, I have drawn this analogy to No Thank You before, and it was in, I think, Toad's Might Analysis, which still my most underrated video. I think everyone kind of slept on Toad's Might Analysis. Anyway, like my creativity, like, no, at one point where I was like at the peak of my just constantly making shit, I was like, you dudes might have, you're like this limitless ball of energy or something like that. That's not exactly what he said, but he said something akin to that, and I was like, nah, I'm not. It's, and then I use this analogy which might make sense to some people, might not, right? I'm like a fucking water balloon, right? You can fill up the water balloon, right? And when the water balloon is full and you poke like a hole in it, the water just fucking gushes out at like this phenomenal fucking speed, right? But that's provided that the water balloon is full and it's gonna fucking be empty eventually, right? There's no limitless reservoir. It's just when the reservoir is there, it's gonna burst out at like a phenomenal fucking rate. And that's me, right? Sometimes I'm the fucking full water balloon, right? You poke the fucking something pokes me, right? It comes gushing out, and I write a book and like make a video every day, and make like fucking experimental albums that are like decent once every fucking month. It's just making Kyoshi paste. Yeah, it's like that happens, right? But then the water balloon is fucking empty. It's fucking empty, right? What do you do with the fucking empty balloon? You either throw it away, right, or you fucking patch it up and fill it up again, right? And we're assuming you can patch it like relatively perfectly, right? And then it has to fill up, and I mean, depending on the fucking dynamics and whatever, but it takes an equivalent amount of water to fill up the water balloon, right? As you can gush out of the water balloon, right? And in this analogy, the fucking water is like the time spent being creative or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I have to do nothing at a similar rate to them being creative, right? And when I do shit like I did in early 2020, it just means I'll have to spend a bunch of time not doing anything at all. That's just what I'm used to, right? Because it's inevitable I'm gonna be creative again in the future. Like, I'm still creative, just not to that extent, you know? I'm just fucking yammering away, I'm just fucking... You know, this is a fucking classic Toast Smart video moment right now. I'm just in my bed going on a fucking random rant, right? This... One of my first... Not one, but most of my first videos were in this format, right? I was just in my bed going on some type of fucking rant, you know? And yeah, that was like... I mean, I was drunk, I wasn't sober. And then in Giga Vlogs, this happened a bunch of times. Like this type of like filmmaking is kind of like the Toad's White aesthetic, like the classic Toad's White aesthetic, which is kind of weird, kind of parasocial. Even though I hate that word, right? Because it's like, oh, you're in bed with me, you know, you're hanging out with me, and I'm on the bed, you know. It's like inviting you into like this fucking intimate, personal moment of my life, but it's not really like that, you know. It's not really like I'm doing that. It's just like this is just when it's convenient for me to record, right? And it's when I get like introspective, when it's like dark and I'm in my fucking bed and I'm just fucking like going like, okay, I'm gonna fucking make a fucking video, I guess. It's just that's when it's fucking convenient for me oftentimes. And lately when I've been wanting to make like good videos or like go out of my like I want there to be a concrete creative vision to a video, right? Like where it's like comment responses in like a cool Toadsmite way, which failed because sometimes things don't go as you expect. I thought like, okay, if I ask for arguments and people are gonna come in if they're like cool hot takes, but then people are like, nah, it's hard, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, I forgot. Because for me, oh fuck, Podcast 2.0, that's a reference no one gets. Anyway, for me, it's always really easy to. Oh, I'm gonna fucking talk about Podcast again soon, but like, for me, it's really easy to. Actually, no, I'm gonna do a proper Toadsmite character development review. Because I think that'll be neat, and you can verify it by going back and watching my old fucking videos. Oh yeah, to me it's always really easy to come up with shit on the spot, right? Like when someone prompts me to come up with anything, it's like, okay, you're this character, what's your backstory, or yeah, what would you do in this situation, or give me a hot take. It's super easy for me to come up with something, it's ridiculously easy for me to just have an idea, have some type of idea. And for most people, it doesn't work like that, right? For most people want to have like time to mull over things, or time to think about things and like properly consider them, and then they come up with an idea that they want to share, But for me, it's just like, here's an idea, and I'm not saying I'm like smart because of it. I'm just fast. Like I'm not like I know how some people disagree, but I don't think I'm that intelligent, right? I'm genuinely not that intelligent. I just think really, really fucking fast, right? Like, I can learn shit faster than most people. I can process things faster than most people. I can come to conclusions faster than most people. And, I mean, I would say that my conclusions are better than most people's conclusions, but not by, like, that much of a wide margin, right? It's not like if you put me and, like, some fucking random guy in a room, I would be like, oh, I'm gonna absolutely demolish you intellectually, right? It's gonna be like, yeah, I have all of these fucking opinions and judgments that can get really fast, but like, that guy probably, like, if you let him think about things for a while, he'll just fucking go and say something like profound or whatever the fuck, right? Because if you haven't noticed, right, I never say anything profound, right? Like if you listen to me talk, right, if you listen to how I interact with people, like I might go through some personal anecdote that I think might be helpful, or I might just inform them about the reality, right? And like if you want to come to me for help, if you're my friend, right, I'll be there for you, right? But if you come to me for fucking life advice, I'm the last person you should ask, right? Because like I think a lot of people don't understand this about me. They think that I'm like universally able to help people, but like what I'm able to do is I'm able to go up to someone and go like, yo, you're being a fucking retard right now, and just say it in a nice way. And that's what I can do. And then when people come to me and go like, what should I do with my life? I'm like, I don't fucking know. How should I know that? But like I can really easily tell people when they're being fucking retarded, right? But yeah, like it's as I was saying before, right? I don't have anything particularly interesting or profound to say, right? It's not like I can teach you like, oh, this is how life is, this is how the world works, or it's not like I can like verbalize some fucking grand original thoughts or whatever the fuck. I can just process things that other people have said really fast and then like combine them to an extent, and I know that that's what everyone's doing, right? But there's like no fucking poetry in my thought, you know. My thought doesn't have any poetry in it, right? I don't. I a large part of why art exists, right? It's able to transform like mundane things into like beautiful things, you know. And I feel a drive to do that, right? I feel a drive to accomplish that, and I every time I grasp onto a moment or sensation or experience, right? Like that's like this mundane experience that I could express in this really artistic way. I just don't have the fucking words or means or concepts to express that. Right? Like I don't have the poetry within me to go like, oh, I feel like winter now. I feel like my entire life has become like a grand fucking vast cold expanse, and there's an entire fucking frozen desert inside me, and it's expanding, and it's really cool, and it's really sad. But I can't fucking express that, right? That's why someone like fucking Lil Peep was powerful, right? Because like he didn't like it wasn't like he was like, oh yeah, here's a reference to Nickland, right? Like, he wasn't like, yeah, look at how much data I can process. He was like, yeah, I wanna kill myself and I'm rich and I still wanna kill myself, right? Like, I couldn't say something like that, you know. I didn't fucking know what I'm talking about right now. I don't really have profound thoughts. I don't really have important thoughts. I just have a lot of them. Yeah, let's talk about Toad's character development. Let's talk about how Toad's has evolved as a person, right? Because, like, a thing that recently has been happening to me that I'm really confused by is that people think I'm a nice person, which just isn't true, right? Objectively. Like, it's with a lot of the people I met now in under specific conditions, right? I have not been anything other than nice to those people. But then, like, to say that I'm a nice person is. I feel like I'm misleading people because I'm really not a fucking nice person in any, like, significant way. I'm just nice to, like, one group of people. Like, I'm an actual piece of shit when I interact with, like, the vast majority of people. It's just. Those people aren't, like, my close friends. And I'm like, there's no reason not to be nice to your close friends, right? When someone is like a really good friend of yours and you're not nice to them, then what's the fucking point, you know? But I'm not nice to anyone else. I'm just kind of fucking distant and paranoid and really fucking cold and oftentimes really fucking mean. Like, the character I play on Twitter is closer to how I interact with most people than the way I interact with people on YouTube or with my close friends. Because I was talking to a person I've known for a long time a few days ago, and I was like, yeah, people think I'm a nice person. And he was like, yeah, like, I understand why you're a nice person. It's just, you're a nice person in a really roundabout way. And I'm like, yeah, that makes more sense than just saying, like, oh, I'm a nice person, right? I'm only nice to people under very specific conditions. It's just generally how I interact with people is. Like I'm not a charitable person towards like fucking absolute strangers, right? When it comes to people I know, or when it comes to people I know, right? I try to be as charitable as possible, right? Like I'm like, as long as there is any way to like fucking give someone a chance to justify themselves, I will do it, right? Like it's like I won't give people the benefit of the doubt, and I don't give people the benefit of the doubt because generally, if you have to give someone the benefit of the doubt, they're lying. just as a general rule, right? And I just ask people about things and then decide if I trust them, right? I'm not like, oh, this person probably meant this good thing. I'm like, I know what this person meant. Let me ask that first, and then usually it gets resolved in one way or the other. But like, I have no desire to resolve things with most people. With most people, I just want to use them and then stop being in their lives. Or just fucking tell them that they're fucking retards for my own amusement, right? That's just how I interface with the world. But yeah, I realized that oh fuck, most of my problems were historically caused by the fact that I kept running my mouth constantly, right? I always had to say something about something. I always had to make sure that everyone knew how right I was, right? And I just stopped feeling that way, like at all. Like if it don't, I can pinpoint a specific time where I probably realized that it was a really long, pointless argument if the person was a really good friend who I was talking about earlier. And yeah, that was caused by just both of us running our mouths for no fucking reason. And it was the fucking stupidest thing ever until I just ended up realizing, like, hey, I don't fucking need to talk about things I don't fucking care about or know about, right? I don't need to fucking argue about anything, right? I need to get into like fucking whatever because like 2 years ago, if someone said anything I disagreed with in my presence, I would have gone like, actually, here's why you're wrong and here's why my take is right. Now I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I don't fucking care. But yeah. Oh yeah, character development. If you look at some of my earliest videos, I don't know if they're up. They're like one of my earliest like YouTube videos I made. I was like, yeah, the only thing I really need in my life is like just a group of friends I can make art with. Then that just fucking happened. I talked about how much I like music because it's like the one thing I can get better at, but I don't know if I'm getting better at music because I get bored of ideas instantly. I don't want to do the same thing for enough time that it could be good, which might eventually just make me into a cool experimental musician, but it'll take fucking years. Because I don't have any type of like talent for music right now. Music has always been really unintuitive for me. And I've always been kind of bad at music and understanding music and like just participating in it, but I've always really loved music, you know. Music's always been really important to me. But since I did not understand it, it was never intuitive, you know. I just started singing along to songs and I started singing more on my own and I started listening to more music and just eventually started making my own music. Not because I thought it would be good, but because I thought it would be fun, you know. I might be improving, but I don't fucking know. Yeah. I had one more thing I wanted to talk about. Like, I need to go in like 5 minutes max. I remember I had one more thought I wanted to get out there. can't remember what that thought was too. Oh yeah, I'm I'm pretty sure that I'm just ridiculously disassociated now. Like for a while I was going between like, oh, am I not disassociated? Is that just how life feels, or am I just constantly ridiculously disassociated? And I think I'm just constantly ridiculously disassociated, and I don't think I know what being associated means. I'm always disassociated, right? It's like I never feel like I'm the person I am, I always feel like I'm a different person. It's so fucking weird. It's like I feel like a stranger to myself. And a part of that, right, is I rapidly switch between like personalities on like a fucking constant basis. I don't think I have a consistent personality ever. I mean, it's more consistent than I would imply, but like it's still not consistent. So like I always feel like a new person, and it's like, oh, who the fuck is this person? What the fuck is any of this? Right? It's like so fucking weird. Creative nothing. Creative nothing. Yeah. So for context about the whole disassociation thing, because I wanted to record more, and I just had like this fucking experience. But like I've lived in this apartment for 14 years of my not 14. We moved into this apartment 14 years ago. I've lived here with some small exceptions for the vast majority of those 14 years, right? And right now I can look at my desk here, right? I can look at my desk, which I've had in this exact configuration. Okay, well, not this exact configuration because I got a new microphone like 6 months ago. I got new headphones and yeah, but like I've had, and then I propped up my monitors and books. But I've had basically this exact configuration for I think about 2 years, something like that. It might have been like a year and a half. But I've had this configuration for a really long time, right? And this is just how I've been living for the past 2 years. Every day I get out of my bed, I sit at that computer for 14 hours a day, probably on average. Well, probably less, I spend a lot of time in bed. 12 hours a day on average, right? Probably, something like that. Maybe less. Anyway, I spend most of my time sitting in that chair, in that computer. Although I used to sit on that chair, but those got worn out, so now I sit on that chair. I mean, there are minute differences, right? There are minute differences, but like that chair is something I had when I was like 12 or younger even. That's the chair I've always had, right? Those chairs were new. That's the old chair that I've been sitting in for most of my life, right? Anyway, and now I just got out of fucking bed, right, to prepare for the listening part and to take my dog outside. And I went like, that's not my desk. I don't live here. That's someone else's desk. Right? That was just my reaction. Because everything just feels alien to me. Everything just feels fucking alien. Also, I think I have a really weird idea about like what a classic Toads Might video is, right? Because like I think the videos that are like really iconic to me aren't the videos that are iconic to most people, right? I think I just value different things in my videos than like anyone else does. Because for me, if you go like, oh, what's a classic Toads Might podcast, right? Like if you go like, oh, what's like a fucking like if you choose one podcast, what would you choose to represent like the classic Toads Might experience? What would I say? What would I say at that point, right? I would go like, oh yeah, I would probably suggest like new type ramble number 1 or something like that, right? But then that's just not true. That's a style of video I made for a few months, a year ago, right? If you ask anyone else what a classic Tales My podcast is, right, they'll tell you it's fucking Gamer Girl ASMR, probably, right? But to me, the classic Tales My content is still like fucking new type ramble number 1, right? Or if you asked someone like, oh, what's a classic Toadsmite video? They would be like, Gigavlog, probably, or like fucking Zenith, or New Type Ramble number 0, right? Those would be like classic Toadsmite videos to most people. But to me, the only one of those that's like classic is like Gigavlog. You know? And Gigavlog is nowhere near as classic to me as like Gigavlog 3 is, you know? And I feel like Gigavlog 3 is still like kinda not appreciated. Because it's a fucking chaotic mess. It doesn't make any fucking sense as a video. Yeah. That's still my self-reflection, I guess. I have to fucking go now. I think I'm just gonna make this the end of the video. Or maybe I'll put in another clip after I finish fucking listening to Young Giffernet's new record. Maybe I'll put in another fucking clip. Yeah. I feel like this video is long enough now.